We're Sid and Mackie, and we're professional mountain bike racers on a quest to find the best and most challenging mountain bike races around the world. Today we're in Moab, Utah, racing the 3-day stage race Moab Rocks. If you missed last week's video, here's your chance to catch up on day 1, where we raced down Moab's most iconic trail, Porcupine Rim. Now it's time for stage 2, Klondike Bluffs, and this race is about to put our training and our mental fortitude to the test.
I'm dead! That was an insanely difficult day on the bike. Each day of a stage race really starts the night before, when you do everything in your power to recover from the previous day's racing and be ready to do it all over again in the morning. This means bike work, naps, stretching, making sure the cameras and GPSs are charged and ready to go for the next day, and of course, food.
My jaw literally hurts from eating so much food. It doesn't hurt, it's tired.
Replenishing the calories burned in a stage race is way more critical than in a one-day race, because a calorie deficit on day 1 will come back to haunt you on days 2 and 3.
A potato.
You're just going for a straight up baked potato?
I'm dipping it in olive oil.
She's not taking the time to go for the potato sundae that we talked about the other day, but
We've rebranded loaded baked potatoes as potato sundaes.
What did you say the calories for today was? Something in the 1700 range?
it was 1487
How many
riding.
calories in a potato?
161 calories.
So that's like almost 10 potatoes.
10 potatoes, yeah.
That's 10 potatoes in addition to everything else I would normally eat. Concept for how much more you have to eat when you're stage racing is like 10 extra potatoes a day.
We also sit down with Coach Mike to analyze how the day went and see how we can do better tomorrow.
When we did do testing in like 2019, and you just had to do a 20-minute test. This is within 10 watts of that.
Okay.
In the middle of a 90-minute
Yeah.
climb. I'm really, really pleased with where your fitness is right now.
And then, before we know it, it's race morning again.
How you feeling? All right, 7 o'clock. We're about to head out. Everybody's packing up down there. We're gonna combine vehicles so that all 7 of us can get there in 2 vehicles. This is about the point in the morning, actually most of this morning is the point where I kind of feel like, blah, like, is it really worth racing? It's so stressful, like it's hard, I'm gonna have to go hard, I'm really nervous. And I say this not to scare anybody away from racing, but to make sure that you know that that's normal. You will be pleased that you did it.
Rolling in.
Rolling in.
That's on the hot seat.
Hey.
It's looking a little cloudy. Like it could potentially rain.
We know what happened the last time.
So, not super excited about that. It's also looking very windy, which I can also put in the category of things I don't love to see.
On paper, day 2's stage at Klondike Bluffs is the easiest of the 3. At only 25 miles with 2,177 feet of climbing, you'd assume that it must be fairly flat with mellow climbs. And while it does have more flat sections and shorter climbs than the other 2 days, those climbs are almost entirely on single track and are rough, punchy, and extremely physical. In fact, the course profile looks a bit like a stegosaurus, and just like a stegosaurus, you would be unwise to underestimate it.
2, 1, off you go! Be safe, have fun, helmet side up. Be safe, have fun, helmet side up. Whoa! Body side down, all here today.
This stage is special to me because it's the stage I won last year, and I started today hoping to improve on yesterday's 10th place finish and maybe even work my way into the top 5.
Left turn, left turn. Easy.
The initial road section was fast and sketchy with lots of people fighting to be at the front of the race. Fortunately, things spread out by the time we reached the first single track section, and I found myself in 12th right at the end of the lead group.
Unfortunately, things went bad for me pretty early in today's race. While I recovered a ton of fitness since my injury, I haven't yet had time to do much sprint work, so starting out as fast as I did turned out to be a really bad idea. I was able to stay with the group for only about 3 minutes before I started going backwards at an alarming rate.
Oh, baby. Spicy.
Oh, and also, I'm a dingus and didn't fix the GoPro angle after hitting it on my saddle on day 1, so apologies for how much of my knees you are going to be seeing today.
Well, that was really depressing. Starting to feel good again. Pulled my bottle out, dropped it, just got passed by everyone. I had just gotten her. And now my legs out. I don't have energy to do that again. Come on, Sam.
I passed 4 people over the next 40 minutes of racing, but also lost the front group and went into the first significant descent of the day, baby steps north, in 8th place with a clear trail ahead of me.
Favorite descent of the day. I know this descent extremely well if you want a line. Let's do it, man. I'll try to follow along. All right. And these guys go way too fast on the flat sections.
Sorry.
Come on, bridge, Mackie. Need to get on these guys. All right.
Shortly after Bottlegate, Tam Donaldson, another one of the pro women, caught me from behind, which offered some good motivation.
Shane, if you get a spot, then the two of us can squeak by. And one more. One wide. Thank you.
At least until she blew my doors off, going up the climb to baby steps. I was able to make up time on the descent, thus setting the pattern for the day. Implode on climbs, catch back up on the descent, rinse, repeat. I failed to record the baby steps descent, but I tuned back in at the bottom with some positive self-talk.
Great, I forgot to film the design. Oh, you suck, Sid. Didn't do anything right. Where's it going?
Couldn't quite hang on the climb. So I just need to settle in, try to eat and drink, and then get that last descent. Holler if you want by.
Yeah, I'm a good moment.
It opens up here, which is a good spot.
Sweet. Start calling you a jackrabbit. That really gets high thing and hold the ground. Levitation.
That's the way to ride in Moab, man.
Yeah.
Skip all the bumps.
Yeah, man.
Nice job, up, up. Thanks, man.
I can squeak by you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go inside. Thanks. Tigers Creek Bayou here. Rider, maybe, you know, gonna give it a go. Oh shit, not quite. Oh, come on, thank you.
The next 3 miles were some of the hardest. Not only was I trying to hold off Peter, we had a brutal headwind that made one of the fastest parts of the race significantly slower. And then we hit the last trail of the day, Dynaflow, which, contrary to its name, does not have any flow. Instead, it's punchy and rocky and almost impossible to carry momentum on. Despite my best efforts, Peter caught me and we went into the final mile of the race together.
There's Pete Stetner.
Nice one, man. That was fun, man. Oh.
I'm dead. Hopeless case here. Shoot. Somebody went up, didn't they?
Cam Donaldson, nice job, Cam. She's gonna go 5th place in our women's category today. Ryan Chin. Robert Steven, nice job,
Nice riding, lady.
That was an insanely difficult day on the bike. Performance-wise, I did a little bit better, but I did not feel very good. In fact, I felt terrible and did not have very much fun, which is, I think part of it was just expectations, because I had really enjoyed this stage 3 years ago when I did it. It's amazing trails. It's a great race in that you're on single track most of the time. My riding style right now is like lead balloon. I lost so much time on the climbs, but then I would like make it all back up. But then it wouldn't matter because there'd be another climb. So that was a bit demoralizing. I just want to take a second to give a huge shout out to our team on Patreon. They're the reason that we are able to do this channel, and also that we are willing to wear a chest camera on a race like this, because I'm not gonna lie, there were moments but I wanted to take it and fling it off a cliff. We do it for you guys, and thanks to our patrons, we are able to afford to do this and afford to do the races that we do. So huge shout out to them. If you want to join the team, there is a link in the description.
I fell apart.
You fell apart?
Yeah.
I fell apart on every climb.
I fell apart on Dynaflow.
Yeah.
Dynaflow. I thought I was saving enough for it, but you know that wind really...
The wind was horrible, not
driving.
fun.
I had to get my head down to the bars.
Yes. Salt block.
Yep.
How was it?
Except the wind. I hate wind.
I hate the
like
wind.
anything
It would have
else in
been a
life.
really a fun day.
We sat down to discuss our thoughts on the race, but in keeping with the theme of the day, the mic was unplugged. So let's give this the voiceover treatment, shall we? Ultimately, we were both able to move up a few places today, and we were definitely more in the mix. More single track and less road climbing definitely plays to our advantage. However, the wind and the tough climbs combined for just a really mentally difficult day on the bike. Mackie was still only 3 minutes slower than 2021, showing that his fitness is in a solid place for this time of year. I was 15 minutes behind my 2019 time, which I'm pretty happy with considering I was off the bike for 18 months between then and now. And well, it's not over yet. So make sure you're subscribed to catch day 3's video later this week, or better yet, join us on Patreon and watch it early.
Whoa.